Do you want to say hi? Want to say hi to the video camera before we get this list done? Eddie? Eddie? You want to say Happy Valentine's Day? What is up, everybody? My name is Justin French, covering music for those who care. And don't you just love Valentine's Day? All the love in the air, the birds are chirping, the flowers are blooming. There's a lot of love songs out in the air, and that's what we're going to cover today. We're going to take a look at my top 10 love songs for Valentine's Day in honor of this holiday. Now, keep in mind, this is just my opinion. These are just my choices. And if you don't see a track that you think could make the list, it's probably just because I didn't think it's good enough to fit on the list, or maybe it's just something I've never heard before. So, before we get started with this list, let's take a look at some contenders that missed out on this list. Roll clip. What's this? Pop rock! Man, I thought this was metalcore.
I didn't think we were being that literal on this one.
I'm sure everybody saw this one coming at some point. Okay, so my first pick for this list is actually going to be a song that I've always grown up listening to, and I still enjoy the song to this day, and that would happen to be Stolen by Dashboard Confessional. And the one thing that I've always enjoyed about this track is just how dreamy the vocals on this track are, courtesy of Chris Carrabba off of this single from Dusk and Summer back from 2006. The breathy vocal delivery of this track makes this song even more dreamy, especially in its instrumentation work. Whenever it builds up to the chorus, whenever he sings, "You have stolen my heart," it just feels very breathtaking in my opinion, especially when it gets up to that last chorus where he pretty much just belts it out. It's a very beautiful song from an emo band. Yeah, they're considered emo, believe it or not. Next up, at number 9, we have the track "You" by The Pretty Reckless, and this song kind of goes in a different direction than a good number of tracks from their debut album, Light Me Up, back in 2010. This song is a bit more folksier than the more hard rock driven sound of the rest of the album, and the song is also very minimal as it only contains an acoustic guitar, a violin, a little bit of percussion, and more of Taylor Momsen, the lead singer of this band's more kind of restrained vocals on this one. She's basically telling this guy in the song, "I can't have you like you have me," while also pleading in the chorus line, "I need you in my life." And yeah, the lyrics in the verses are very repetitive, but at the same time, I still find them to be very beautiful. Hey y'all, sorry about this. I have to make a quick announcement that I'm pretty much in and out of this video, so don't expect this video to be in just one area. I'm all over the place. But anyways, coming in at number 8 is a track that I actually still look very fondly on my childhood, and that's Kenny Chesney's track, "You Save Me," back from 2006. I just love really how smooth and laid back that this song really feels, along with Kenny's more stripped back vocal approach on this track. With lyrics like, "Every now and then I'm right up on the edge, dangling my toes out over the ledge, and I don't know how you do it, I'm not sure how you know," but going into the chorus with him singing, "No matter where my reckless soul takes me, baby, you save me," pretty much suggests that even on our darkest days, there's going to be someone out there to help us through it, even if it's at rock bottom. Another thing that I do like about this track is how much the instrumentation is a bit slower, and the guitars on this track sound very crisp. I'm not one for country music very much, but if you're looking for a song to serenade your woman with, I would definitely recommend serenading her with this track. Next, coming in as my number 7 pick, we actually have a track that has recently come out under a year now, and that's actually Stone Sour's track, song number 3, which A, isn't a knockoff title of Song 2 by Blur, which us 90s kids would know, and B, no, this song isn't even the 3rd track that's on the record, Hydrograd. It's actually the 5th. But anyways, the one thing I really enjoy about this track is it's a straightforward love song, and it doesn't have to be corny or cheesy about it. With lines such as, "If you take a step towards me, you will take my breath away," and "Just tell me I am yours, 'cause you are mine." It's straightforward and very honest, in my opinion. Corey Taylor showcases more of a melodic vocal style on this track, and the guitars remind me a little bit of something that might have came out of the 80s. The chorus definitely reminds me of something from arena rock, maybe something, again, like the guitars remind me of something from the 80s, and that chorus is just very catchy, and it gets stuck in your head for a good while. Next up is an artist that I've already talked about on this channel, and that would be Mr. Justin Timberlake with his track Mirrors off of the 2020 Experience. This track is over 8 minutes long, and I think it does a pretty good job at it, as well as being a very nice pop song as an ode to his wife, Jessica Biel. A lot of people and critics have compared this song to Guns N' Roses' 90s classic November Rain just because of its structure, because both of those tracks are over 8 minutes long, and also the progression in the tracks. In this song, about the 4.5 minute mark, we get a part where it repeats "You Are Part of My Life" about 35 times, and then it goes into this more kind of R&B styled song, which is probably the highlight for me. He even starts this track off with "You are now the inspiration of this song." You know, this might be a very long song. Don't mind those, but it's definitely good. At number 5, we have Wake Up by Coheed and Cambria, which is off of their album Good Apollo, I'm Burning Star 4, Volume 1, From Fear Through the Eyes of Madness. Or as some people would like to call it, the Coheed and Cambria album with a long-ass album title, just so it could fit in the theme with the Armory Wars. Wow, that was pretty long. Try saying that 3 times fast. Relax, I kid. But anyways, the one thing I really enjoy about this track is just the hypnotic finger-picking guitar that is on this track, along with Claudio's more kind of smooth tenor vocal range on this song, which makes it even more beautiful. I kind of thought at first it was more of a breakup song just because of the beginning lyrics. I'm going to ride this plane out of your life again. I wish that I could stay, but you are you. And it kind of mixes up in lines later in the track with lines such as, with a phrase to cut these lips, I love you, and even pleading, I'll do anything for you, kill anyone for you. Which means, you know, he's willing to commit to this girl. You know, I kind of wonder how this fits the theme of the Armory Wars. Yes, people, there are books on that. Look it up. Alright, cue the melodrama, because at number 4 we have True Love Waits by Radiohead. I'm sure some of you saw the foreshadowing there. This is a song that Radiohead have kept around since 1995, but it didn't get a studio album release until 2016's A Moon-Shaped Pool, which is over 20 years for an album release. And the one thing I really enjoy about this track is just how slow and melancholy that the instrumental is on this track, and Tom York's emotional vocal delivery on this one. Originally starting out as an acoustic guitar track, the album version would soon end up becoming more of a piano ballad and adding an orchestra in the background, which I think really made it more appealing to add this song to the list. Along with York with a hypnotic vocal delivery on this track, especially with the plea in the line of, just don't leave, don't leave. You know, I can only imagine what would have happened if they put this one on OK Computer back in the day. And we're back to square one, I guess you could say. But coming in as my number 3 pick, we have an oldie but a goodie. I mean, everyone I'm sure in the world has heard at least one song from this group, and that would be the Beatles with their track I Want to Hold Your Hand. And really all I have to say about it is I love the simple instrumentation and I love the simple lyrics, and John Lennon's vocal delivery on this track is great. What else can I say? It's the Beatles. They're great. If you haven't listened to them, look this song up. Coming in as my number 2 pick, I was having a tough time choosing between one of the songs from this artist, and that would be Endlessly by Amarathi. And the song I was debating over was this song and Burn With Me off their album The Nexus, but I feel like this song really fit more of the nature and theme of this video. One interesting thing about this track is that for the first time in this band's career, it's not just 2 singers, it's not 3 singers, it's actually just 1 female vocalist, and that's Elise Rid. And another thing that I like about this track is it builds up momentum in it, because it starts off with the vocals, and then it adds drums and percussion, and then it adds the orchestra to this track, which adding that was a nice touch. And then we get a nice guitar solo, which I actually really enjoy. I have to say, this track is very, very beautiful, and also very different from anything that this band has done in their catalog so far. And my number 1 love song of all time is going to be Baker Street by Gary Rafferty. Released back in 1978, man. Talk about an oldie but a goodie. Little fun fact about this, and it's kind of personal too. This is actually the first song that my grandparents had ever danced to. And the first time that I had ever heard this song blew my mind. I think the one thing that everyone can identify, at least with this track, is that sexy and smooth saxophone part that comes in the beginning and plays after the verses, pretty much. The reason why I put it at number one is just because of its arrangement, how it's well put together, and of course, Gary Rafferty's vocal delivery on this track. Starting with that iconic saxophone line, this track kind of gets a little slower in the verses with more kind of cha-cha guitar chops and smooth piano lines, in my opinion. And, you know, maybe if you play this with your significant other, who knows, maybe you might be dancing like my grandparents did back in the day. But anyways, y'all, this is my list. This is just my opinion. If there's a song that you definitely like to play around this time of season, definitely let me know down in the comment section down below. But anyways, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, you can click right over here to catch up on more content, or click to see another video. If you want to see the last video I did, or I'm probably going to post my other top 10 list over here, it'll be right over here. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you soon.